Hi, I'm Katie and this is KatieBugKnit, and I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am going to just start out by saying that wow, I am just overwhelmed by all the people that have found me and subscribed and commented on the previous videos, and I'm just like, this knitting community is just such a supportive and kind community. Okay, if you see me like going at my eyes or at my face or swatting things, it's because there's mosquitoes all around me right now, but I really wanted to film in the garden so that we could get the ambiance of the beautiful greenery and the singing birds in the background. We're just gonna put up with a few little bugs, and I'm gonna try not to let them bother me, but we're going to have to deal with it a little bit. So I have tried to combat it as best as I can. I've got a bug zapper next to me, but I will be swatting a few mosquitoes as the video goes on. We're not gonna let them deter us from the garden today. So anyways, I was just saying how supported I have felt by everyone that has watched and commented and subscribed. And I just want to thank you guys. I think I got one. Hopefully I don't like smash one on my head and it like have already found a previous victim, if you know what I mean. So anyway, anywho, let's talk about the knitting and or lack thereof this week. These last few weeks. I just wanted to come on here and say that although I have been knitting, I've been getting so distracted by starting new projects and trying new things that I don't have any FOs to show at all. So no finished objects today, but we are going to talk about all the fun things that I've been starting. I'm just going to randomly smack my head, and you're just going to have to be okay with it. Because I can see them like fly by. Like, oh gosh, I thought for sure I had it. The lighting outside is just dark enough that like I can see them, but then they vanish. Okay, let's try to move on. Maybe if I had a fan blowing on me, I don't know. I started these over 4th of July weekend. I got one of them completely done, and the other one I am past the heel. But because they're a men's sock, they're really long, so it's taking a while to finish them. And I kind of got distracted with other yarns, so I stopped and I haven't picked them back up yet. But once I do, it's literally like I passed the decreases for the gusset. I think I am literally just on the knit-a-tube and the socks. So all the challenge part is done, which is probably why I'm like, oh, I'll set those aside, and those can be a vanilla project that I work on. I have no rush to get them done. They're going to be a gift, and they're not going to be gifted like right now. So not during the heat of the summer. Like I'll probably wait until later on when it gets cooler to gift them. So those, I could talk a little bit about them. They are double-stranded. So I'm holding Felici, which is the new, I always say it wrong. It's Knit Picks. It's their self-striping yarn, and it's their new one that's one 100 gram ball. So the funny thing is when Knit Picks comes out with their self-striping yarn, I pretty much jump on the bandwagon and buy some as soon as it comes out. So this was the first one that I bought, and goodness, I ended up buying 2 balls of this before I even realized that they weren't 50-gram balls. I knew they're a little expensive, but everything has gone up in price that I didn't really even read it and think about it. I was just like, well, I know I'm gonna want their self-striping because I always buy their new colorways. And then I got it and realized that, oh, there's 100 grams. So I have 200-gram balls of this. So I might make matching socks as gifts. So we'll see. And I am, in order to make them for gifts, I wanted them to work up a little faster. So I'm using a size 4 needle, and I think I'm following the pattern from, what's her name? The Knit a Box of Socks, Twin Stitches Designs, her book. Okay, I'm totally getting eaten up. I'm just gonna slap myself. This is gonna be a fun video to edit. Anywho, that is a project that probably won't take me very long. It's almost done. And when those are finished, I think that will be my 4th pair for summer sock camp. So I need to get those finished so I can check that one off the list. I thought I would show you one of the bags that I made. This is actually some fabric that I designed on Spoonflower. I do have a Spoonflower shop, and I have designed a few different prints. And I also have another YouTube channel called Katie Crafty Mom, where I make sewing tutorials. I don't spend a lot of time on that channel because it is a lot of work and it takes a long time to develop those videos. So if you do like to sew and you want to go check it out, feel free. I am not an expert by any means, but I do like to share my knowledge for people that might want to know how to make things. This is one of the bags that I have made a tutorial for, and I just want to say how much I love this bag for knitting. It takes 2 fat quarters. No, 2 half. So you could do it with 1 yard of fabric, but I think I used 2 half yards of fabric to make this in some drawstring. But this bag is great for like sweaters. I can fit like 4 skeins of Red Heart yarn in this bag. So in case you like to sew and you want to find that tutorial, I'll link it below. This is not a plug for that channel, but I just thought if you came across it, yes, that is me, and that is my other channel, and that's pretty much where we're gonna stay there. So this is a bag that I made. In this bag is the other width that I worked on, and I believe I showed you this yarn in the last video. It's Patton's Croy, and it is mid-century stripe, I think is what the colorway was. So I really wanted to see what this color is. That, did you see the mosquito on my head? I'm just gonna be slapping my head. If you guys see me slap myself, you know there's mosquitoes out here. That's okay. They don't bother me too bad. Watch, I'll go in and out, mosquito bites everywhere. Okay, so I won't show you my, so you see this yarn? Wouldn't you be so curious as to how this is gonna stripe up? Did I get him? No. I mean, I waited as long as I could, and I wanted to finish the other socks first, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to cast it on and to see the way these socks started knitting up. I know you want to see, so here we go. I don't want to lose any stitches in these needles. I have it on wooden needles or bamboo needles right now, and these stitches are trying to fall off these needles. They're probably just a little bit shorter. They're 9-inch circulars, but it might be because the Patton's Croy is a little bit thicker yarn, so these should be nice and sturdy socks and last for a long time. Okay. Isn't that so pretty? It's definitely fall vibes here. So I really love them. I feel like I could blend it with something else, like separate some of the stripes with a white, or I don't know. There's so many options we could do. There's just so many options we could do with this. So I have one here and one here. I was trying to get them equal, but I kept wanting to see what the next color stripe was gonna be and how it was, like if they were gonna be the same width or not, because I really hadn't seen it striped up. And part of me wants to just experience it too and not look and see other people's striping patterns. But okay, so I cast those on. I started knitting those up. I might use this other Patton's Croy for the heels and toes. This is flax. We'll see. That's in my bag just in case. While we are talking about needles, I know we're not really talking about needles, but they're in my bag and I have to talk about them. One of my videos, I talked about these needles. These are I think they're Prem. They're the plastic needles that I bought for the airplane. And I love these things. So they're a little bit flexible, but they're a little bit flexible, so they're not like bamboo needles where you are afraid of them breaking. But they're a little bit grippy. They're not super grippy, but there is definitely a difference between metal needles and these. They're plastic, I believe. So they have the grip of a bamboo needle, but they have the stability of a metal needle and the flexibility of plastic, I guess. I love these things. These are great. I really honestly wasn't sure what they were going to be like when I bought them. But if you're wanting something a little more flexible and you want durability, these are great. These are great. I am not regret buying those. I would buy those over bamboo any day for the grip rather than the bamboo, because they're just not, they're easily breakable. We'll put it that way. Okay. Should we talk about my Tulsta tea? Because that is a sad conversation. What I wanted to do was get it cast on and get past the German short rows and take it on a trip so that I just had knit in the round, separate for sleeves, you know, whatever. But I could not get past the German short rows. I don't know if I was overthinking it or I just didn't understand the pattern. I think I might have taken the yarn out of here. It might not be in this bag. I haven't fully given up on it yet, but it's definitely not on. I'm probably not going to be able to finish it for the make along. So I really want to be able to make the Tulsta tea, but I cannot be the only one that has struggled with these German short rows. But I cannot find anybody that can like walk me through it. And I guess because I'm so fairly new to sweater knitting, I thought maybe what I should do is just not think about it for a little bit, keep the yarn. I did cast on already for it. I've already did the gauge. I've cast on, I've done the ribbing for the neckline, and I have tried this German short rows twice and ripped it back to the ribbing twice. So I'm like, okay, third time's a charm, but I don't want to get discouraged by it. So I'm just going to put it on hold. I might end up finishing my husband's sweater first that I've cast on. And I definitely think I probably will finish my, I believe it's the flax sweater. I'll finish that. I'll get myself a confidence boost by finishing that first. Maybe finish my husband's sweater first. Maybe even do another sweater. I will come back to the toasted tea, but it definitely won't be for the make along. So unfortunately, that one's gonna be on hold for a while until my skills get a little bit further advanced. Oh, I can show you the bag that I made though for my toasted tea. Isn't this pretty? This is some of my favorite fabric ever. This is Heather Ross designed this fabric. She's one of my favorite designers, and it's just gorgeous. So I did sew this up. It kind of matches my toasted tea fabric, or my yarn that I dyed. So I was like, oh, I'll make a pretty bag for it and it'll all match. And then I decided to put in hibernation for a little bit. So I've got some other stuff in this bag, some other whips and stuff ready to go. Okay, shall we talk about some fun things? So a few weeks ago, Hedgehog Fibers had the Lucky Dip special. I think it's like a potluck special. So like kind of a one, I don't know if it's colorways they mess up or if they just try new colorways out. But I've never purchased any of their yarn, and I just decided that I was going to, I don't think I'm going to get a yarn advent this year, so I decided just to go ahead and purchase the mystery, you know, potluck. So the yarns that I got, this is a skinny single. So this is a merino, 100% merino, fingering weight. So I love the idea that someone said is to put a mohair with a sock yarn to give socks more stability. So I might do that with these. Wouldn't that be fun? I do have a mohair that I haven't ever used, so maybe I'll use it for these. We'll see. These are going to probably not be used for a while. Then I also have this one, Oh So Fine. I believe this is also a fingering weight. This is 100% merino as well. I thought this one had something else in it, but maybe it doesn't. It's just merino too. But look at those colors. Okay. One of these had another, nope, that one's merino too. This, and then this merino DK. They're all bright and pretty and fun. Oh, this is the one. There, it came with a mini as well. And the mini is merino nylon. And the mini is, see, oh, I got that one, you guys. And the mini is like a fall colorway. So this will be pretty. Okay, so that came in a surprise package, and that was pretty exciting. So I'm gonna put those back away. I got those, and then I got one more thing, because I would like to have some really fun Christmas socks. So I bought some West Yorkshire spinners, which I haven't tried before. So this is another yarn base I've never tried, and this is the candy cane colorway, and it looks so cute knit up. So I have a feeling that as soon as I get the fall colorway mid-century stripes, as soon as I get those off the needles, I'm gonna start a pair of these and make sure I have those done so that I can wear them at Christmas time, because that will come sooner than we know it. It'll be here, and I want to be ready. So something fun that I just started, I started a new project. So Taylor Swift was recently seen wearing a crochet dress, and I've been listening to Taylor Swift music for when she first started, okay? I don't know if I'd consider myself a Swiftie, but I do think she can write really good music, and I like a lot of her songs. So maybe I am a Swiftie. But I'm not, I don't totally follow celebrity everything, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. But the fact that it's crochet, and I was like, wow, how can I not jump on this trend and make something when I have the ability to make something? Like the perfect opportunity to show off your skills, right? So I was like, well, I'm gonna start the project, and we'll see what it turns out to be. It's probably gonna be more like a tunic, but I did start. So here we go. So far, this is what I have. I have watched a few other people's tutorials that they already have up, and I'm doing mine a little bit differently. So it's just basically a granny stripe. I'm not gonna do a tutorial, but I'm going to, and we'll see how this works. I just did one long strip, and I'm going to crochet enough until I get to the neck, and then I'm going to do the front and the back. I don't know if that'll work. I'm not 100% sure, but if it doesn't, maybe it'll be a blanket. Or it will just be fun. So anyway, I've started a new project because I needed more projects. No, not really. I guess I get distracted, and I just really wanted to cast. I just got in the mood to crochet after seeing that everywhere all over social media. I got really excited about it, and I bought a new crochet hook by the same people that made the knitting needles, and it's so lightweight, but it has the thick body for holding it. I have to have crochet hooks that are thicker. It's better for my hands. So I'm alternating this between my knitting socks, and I mean, it's better for your hands, right? To alternate between crafts. I don't know. That's the excuse I'm using, so I'm just gonna go with it. So that is pretty much everything that I've been working on. So really not a whole lot of projects I've gotten done, but I have done some. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Books. I've read a lot of books. So I found this new app for my phone. It's called Libby, and I can listen to audiobooks that I rent from the library. I will link the link below. But with my library card, I can rent, like, they have so many books that you can rent from the library. And I like audiobooks because I can still crochet or make and keep my hands busy. That is my problem with reading. I really do love to read, but when I'm sitting still, I want to have something to busy my hands with. So therefore, audiobooks are perfect. Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley, and can I just say, this book is fantastic. It's suspenseful. It's young adult, but it has, I'm just trying to think of, I don't want to give it away. It is so good. Highly recommend that one. Another one that I read was When You Trap a Tiger by Ty Keller, and I hope I'm not butchering any of these authors' names. I did not look up the spelling, but I'll put the books on the screen for you so you can see them. I know I am a visual person, so I like to see it. This book was also fantastic. Oh my goodness. It was so sweet, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I did cry at the end. It was so good. It got me. Being a mom of a child that's about the same age from the perspective. So this book is written from a child's perspective, and my child's about the same age as the perspective of the child in this book. That book was just so touching. It was so heartfelt, and I will probably look and see what other books this author has written and definitely read some more of her work. The Year I Flew Away by Marie Arnold. This book is also a middle grade book, and it is read by the author. And well, on the app, I guess, on the app I listened to, it was read by the author, so that was really fun. This is an immigration story, and it was just a really sweet story. It's also written from a child's perspective and an immigration story, and it was, some of the themes would be bullying, racism. It was a very good book. I would definitely recommend reading it. I really enjoyed that book. So also I read This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. I'm probably butchering her name. I hope I'm not. This is the first book of a series, and I haven't read the rest of the series yet. I think the next one is on my wait list. So I did really like this book. It has some horticulture themes throughout, and if you like Greek mythology, you'd probably like this book. It was definitely young adult, so, but very good. So I have read several books. When I can just listen to them, I can get a lot more reading done, so that's been nice. So if you wanted to hear about that. All right, so shall we talk about the garden? So to talk about the garden, the grapevine is going crazy. I really need to buy something right here to fix this one that's over here. I want to buy an archway, so I'm just trying to make a decision on what kind of archway I'm gonna buy for this area to secure the grapes to. I do have a grapevine back there, and I have an archway for that one as well, and we'll just see. Obviously no grapes this year, probably no grapes next year, but maybe maybe after that I'm just so happy they're not dead, because I thought at the beginning of this season, I thought for sure those grapes were gone, but they are vining beautifully. So that is exciting. As far as like produce, I haven't had a whole lot of produce come out of the garden. It has rained like crazy, and bugs, mosquitoes particularly, are definitely a problem right now, and I haven't spent a ton of time in the garden. But the potatoes look very promising. I think those will be great. I'm trying to think what I have gotten out of the garden recently. I have gotten a few raspberries out of the garden recently. I need to get back out and pick some more. And then I'm just kind of waiting for the tomatoes to start coming in. I can see they're all like little and small and starting to. Oh, zucchini. That's the big one that just, my zucchini is coming in, so that's really exciting. So now I'm thinking, I made zucchini chocolate chip muffins, and I'm thinking about, I have way too much zucchini. You know, that's you either have none at all, or you have, you know, 20 that you have to cook all at the same time. That's just how the garden goes. So I'm thinking about making a big batch of zucchini muffins and then freezing them, because they thaw out really well, and then I'll have those prepped. It's just maybe this weekend I'll work on that. If these guys would just stay away from my eyes. Ooh. I really hope that I have a good enough content that I can share this with you, but yeah. So I haven't really been in the garden a whole lot. Just, it's nice just to come outside and smell the air and touch the ground and look at the plants. I definitely don't take it for granted that I have the space that I do and the garden that I do, and I'm very thankful for it. And I'm just glad I get to share a little piece of it with you today. And again, I just want to thank everyone that has subscribed, commented, liked the video. That means so much to me. That you take the time out of your day to spend with me in my garden. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye, guys.